Hi, Elaine. It's very nice to see you. Of
You
course,
said,
we met for the first time in 2020,
hmm,
and you were already known with the diagnosis of dermatosparaxis EDS. And you showed me a paper about the condition. It reported you as a 15-year-old. How helpful has this scientific paper been for you?
well, it has been quite useful from, I take it with me to when I see new doctors and they go, oh, that's interesting. Can I take a copy? And they find that useful. But on the whole, it hasn't been terribly useful because if I've had to go to A&E, I'm not going to take it with me in that situation.
I can understand that. And we had a lot of to talk about with regard to clinical problems. And I was wondering if you would need to explain to someone what the most difficult thing is about dermatosparaxis EDS. What would you tell them?
Most difficult thing, probably, possibly the attitude of doctors and the perception of ordinary people on the street, literally people on the street. Um,
And can you give an example, for example, what you experienced in the A&E, for example? What was difficult?
so I was in A&E and I'd been in A&E all night and I can't remember why I had uh, a me fixed dressing on the crook of my arm, but I had three, I think they were medical students trying to take it off. And I said to them, please be careful. If you do it like that, you're going to rip my skin. After three times of saying that and getting quite upset, they ripped my skin. I got even more angry at that. Um, in contrast to that, I had to have my blood pressure taken at my GP surgery, and they said, go over there and use the machine. And I said, no, if I do that, that'll bruise me. I'm not doing that. I need an appointment with the nurse. So I had an appointment with the nurse, and she already had the manual cuff ready. She said, I know what you need. And I was like, I love that. I like that she already understood that I needed the manual cuff to make
So
my life.
she listened to you really well, which is important, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
she knew me. She knew me already and understood what was likely to do me damage. Yeah.
That's really well explained. Thank you for that. Our genetic counselor Juliette has also a few questions for you. So here she is. Hi, Elaine.
I
What, if anything, has helped you? Can you give an example? So I know, for example, you wanted to be put in touch with somebody else with the same condition as you.
well, I found her. I just I was sitting on my own and I googled dermatosparaxis and um I saw this photo of this woman and I was like, well, that's not me. But she looks so much like me. And I contacted her and we exchanged a few emails and it was just really nice to know there's somebody else in the world that looks like me and has had similar experiences to me and that I'm not completely on my own because I thought for a long time, I felt for a long time that I was.
Thank you. And what would you like to see change in the future? What would help the most going forward?
More understanding of, well, Ehlers-Danlos as a whole, and particularly for me, dermatosparaxis, I realise that's a big ask, but I think just more information available. So when I go to A&E or anywhere really, they don't say, oh, we've never seen anything like this before, because that's a standing joke in my family. Because I am so rare. My condition is so rare. But that is what I think I'd want. I just want more appreciation that everybody's different and everybody needs to be listened to. I think me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm the expert on me and how I live with dermatosparaxis. I'm not good on the scientific part, but I am good on the day-to-day part.
Thank you. So a collaboration, really working together is.
Yeah, it would be useful, I think, in general, if someone's got a rare condition, that the doctors listen to the patient because they know how they live with it.
Elaine, what do you think is the most difficult part about having a diagnosis of dermatosparaxis EDS?
Apart from the attitude or the understanding of medical professionals, there's also the understanding of ordinary people. I've had a lot of experience with people looking at me and thinking that my condition is a learning disability as well as physical, and that can be very upsetting. I do often surprise them when I actually start to talk and they go, "Oh, no, you're fine, aren't you?" But yeah, that has bothered me my whole life, and at nearly 45, that doesn't get any easier.
And when does it happen? Does it happen everywhere, or?
Well, it can happen everywhere. I've been looked at in the street most of my life, but there was one incident when I was in a supermarket. My friend got served at the checkout, and the cashier was like, "Hello, how are you? Are you okay?" "Very good." And when it got to me, it was, "Hello, and how are you today?" And it was the different attitude from the same person that really irritated me. I was like, "Oh, that's just not fair." So yeah, it can happen anywhere by anybody at any time.
Thank you for sharing that, Elaine. That's important. Thank you. A last quick question is: do you think it's important to learn more about adults with dermatosparaxis EDS? Because you're participating in a project, don't you?
I am. I think it's probably great to learn about any rare conditions, because I hear things about people, "Oh, there's only 10,000 cases in the world," or whatever. Well, as far as I'm aware from you guys, I'm the eldest of 15. So it's really, really, really ultra rare.
Yes, that's true. Thank you very much, Elaine, for your help and sort of giving your voice today. Thank you.
Thank you.